Today, in another NHL 22 video, we took every single player in the NHL and sent them back to the team that drafted them. But on top of that, we took every single player that was undrafted and either put them on Vegas or Seattle. Let's simulate a season in franchise mode and see who has drafted the best NHL team. But before we get started, the question of the video is, what is the best player that your team has ever drafted? Let me know down below in the comments. If you're excited for the simulation, hit that like button down below. And if you love hockey content, hit that subscribe button. Let's start the sim. So as you guys can see by the top players on each team, some teams look pretty similar, but a lot of teams look different. But we're here today to find out which team has drafted the best roster. Taking a look at the best teams per division in the Pacific, the Anaheim Ducks are clearly the best as they have an 88 overall. In the Central Division, the Minnesota Wild and the Winnipeg Jets are both 89 overall. In the Atlantic, the Tampa Bay Lightning are a 90 overall. And surprisingly, in the Metro, the New York Islanders 91 overall.
So good.
For the simulation, like always, we're going to choose an innocent bystander, and today we're choosing the Seattle Kraken. Let's take a look at some of the more notable lineups in the NHL. The Anaheim Ducks have an absolutely stacked defensive core, but what's even better is their goalie tandem of John Gibson and Frederik Andersen. The Boston Bruins have a first defense pair of Dougie Hamilton and Charlie McAvoy. Ew. The Buffalo Sabres finally have a decent goalie tandem of Linus Ullmark and Cal Peterson. The Calgary Flames are just going to pretend like this offseason didn't exist and keep Gaudreau and Tkachuk. But instead, they're going to bring in 90 overall Adam Fox. The Chicago Blackhawks have probably one of the best center cores in the league with Kirby Dach, Philippe Deneau, and Jonathan Toews. The Dallas Stars goaltending tandem consists of both the Oilers goalie last year and this year with Mike Smith and Jack Campbell. The Oilers' top six is absolutely disgusting, bringing back Taylor Hall and Jordan Eberle, but their bottom six could use some work.
Now that's a lot of damage.
The Nashville Predators are literally cheating as they only have one defenseman lower than an 86 overall.
Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
The Ottawa Senators have one of the most stacked offensive cores with only two players below 82 overall. The Tampa Bay Lightning are one of the best rated teams in this league, even though their offensive core hasn't changed that much. But their D core has definitely taken a hit. The Washington Capitals have some deadly snipers on their top six, like Ovechkin, Philip Forsberg, and Jacob Vrana. So now that we've looked at some of the notable teams in the league, let's start the simulation. After the month of October, the top 5 teams in the NHL are the Tampa Bay Lightning, Florida Panthers, New York Rangers, Toronto Maple Leafs, and Colorado Avalanche. Elias Pettersson and Anze Kopitar lead the NHL with 14 points, and Philip Forsberg, Pavel Buchnevich, and Andrei Svechnikov all have 13. And Jacob Markstrom on the Florida Panthers currently leads the NHL in goalies with 6 wins. After the month of November, the Florida Panthers lead the NHL with 32 points. They're followed by the St. Louis Blues, Toronto Maple Leafs, Washington Capitals, and Columbus Blue Jackets. Both Nikita Kucherov and Leon Draisaitl have 32 points after the month of November. They're followed by Connor McDavid, Sidney Crosby, Dylan Larkin, Alexander Ovechkin, and Andrew Kopp with 30 each. And in net, both Markstrom and Alex Nedeljkovic are tied for first in wins with 13. Happy New Year, especially to the Carolina Hurricanes, as they currently lead the NHL with 51 points after the month of December. They're followed by the Florida Panthers, St. Louis Blues, Toronto Maple Leafs, and Boston Bruins. Leon Draisaitl of the Oilers leads the NHL in points with 57. He's followed by his teammate Connor McDavid with 54, and Ovechkin, Kucherov, and Svechnikov all had 52. As for goalies, Nedeljkovic has taken a 4-win lead over Markstrom. He now has 24, but Markstrom has 20, Hellebuck has 19, and Vasilevsky has 18. After the month of January, the Florida Panthers have reclaimed top spot in the entire NHL with 69 points. Nice. The Carolina Hurricanes, the Boston Bruins, the Chicago Blackhawks, and the Toronto Maple Leafs are following them. Both Draisaitl and McDavid remain number 1 and number 2 in points with 76 and 75 respectively. Ovechkin and Svechnikov there in 3rd and 4th, and Patrick Kane has slid into the 5th spot. And Nedeljkovic remains in first with wins for goalies with 31, Markstrom right behind him with 30, and Hellebuck with 27.
We interrupt this program for an important news announcement.
Once again, I always forget that the NHL has their Olympic break in February, so let's just go right to the end of March. At the end of March, we have a 3-way tie for first place in the NHL. The Florida Panthers, the Boston Bruins, and the Colorado Avalanche are all tied with 87 points. The Carolina Hurricanes in 4th with 85, and the Seattle Kraken have snuck into 5th with 84 points. As for point leaders, Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid have already cracked the 100-point mark as they're still number 1 and and 2 in point scoring. Ovechkin, Philip Forsberg, and Patrick Kane 3, 4, and 5. And as for goalies, Nedeljkovic still in first with 39 wins, Hellebuck in second with 37, and Markstrom and Vasilevsky tied with 34. Ladies and gentlemen, the regular season has now ended, so let's take a look at the leaders. The Florida Panthers win the President's Trophy with 113 points. Following them is the Boston Bruins with 110 points, the Ottawa Senators with 106 points, the Carolina Hurricanes with 105 points, and the Colorado Avalanche with 103. As for point leaders, Connor McDavid leapfrogged his teammate Draisaitl to win the Art Ross Trophy with 124 points in 82 games. Draisaitl finished in second with 120 points, Ovechkin in third with 117, Philip Forsberg in fourth with 108, and Patrick Kane in fifth with 104. As for goalies, Alex Nedeljkovic finished first in wins with 46, Robin Lehner in second with 44, Jacob Markstrom in third with 43, Connor Hellebuck in fourth with 42, and Andrei Vasilevsky in fifth with 41. It is now time for the playoffs. Taking a look at the playoff tree, in the Western Conference, the Chicago Blackhawks are matched up against the Winnipeg Jets, the Colorado Avalanche are playing the Dallas Stars, the Edmonton Oilers are playing the Vancouver Canucks, and the Seattle Kraken are playing the St. Louis Blues. And in the Eastern Conference, the Washington Capitals are playing the New York Islanders, the Carolina Hurricanes are playing the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Boston Bruins are playing the Ottawa Senators, and the Florida Panthers are playing the Toronto Maple Leafs. After the first round, the Chicago Blackhawks beat the Winnipeg Jets in 6 games, the Colorado Avalanche sweep the Dallas Stars, the Oilers beat the Canucks in 6 games, and the Kraken beat the Blues in 6 games. In the East, the New York Islanders beat the Washington Capitals in 6 games, the Tampa Bay Lightning beat the Carolina Hurricanes in 7, the Boston Bruins beat the Senators in 6, and the Panthers sweep the Leafs. After the second round, the Chicago Blackhawks beat the Colorado Avalanche in 6 games, and the Edmonton Oilers beat the Seattle Kraken in 7. The Tampa Bay Lightning beat the New York Islanders in 5 games, and the Boston Bruins also beat the Florida Panthers in 5 games. The Stanley Cup final is the Oilers versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Oilers beat the Chicago Blackhawks in a thrilling 7 games, and the Tampa Bay Lightning beat the Boston Bruins in 5. Let's see who wins the Stanley Cup. And even though I changed the rosters, the Tampa Bay Lightning win the Stanley Cup again.
Yeah, boy.
So that is going to do it for the simulation, and if you enjoyed, hit that like button down below. Also, don't forget to answer the question of the day in the comments section. Who is the best player that your favorite team drafted? And while you're down there, if you enjoy hockey content, make sure to hit that subscribe button, as we're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers before the start of the next NHL season. My name is Zoo. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Oh my god, Toronto sucks.